When I placed her in one facility, I was shocked because of the care.
When people started lining up the day before, you realize there's a real need here.
At this time of year, serious crashes where people get injured or killed almost double.
We are looking for many different places for delivering hope and joy, especially in Surrey.
I'm Leah.
Fraser Focus, a fresh perspective beyond the bridge.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Fraser Focus, bringing you stories that are often overlooked by mainstream media. I'm Dean Atwell.
And I am Leah Bolton. This week we talk about the volunteering aspect of the community. We check out some free dentistry in Abbotsford that took place for a day. As well, there's a choir that is traveling from venue to venue, giving free performances.
Now, October also marks National Car Safety Month. We learn more about the winter driving rules that came into effect in British Columbia last year, and also head up to a local mountain to get a grip on winter driving.
And to start off the show, though, we address an important topic. We talk about seniors' treatment in long-term care facilities.
I approached CART because I was looking for another facility for my neighbor, who I had been caregiving for 15 plus years. And Veronica really needed a lot of care, and when I placed her in one facility, I was shocked.
Why were you so shocked?
Because of the care. The last straw came when she asked to be sent to the hospital. While we were standing in the hallway, I was in the hallway with her, she was on a stretcher, she said, "Deb, take off the Band-Aid on my leg." I took it off and it was black.
Oh no.
She had gangrene growing on her leg.
We've heard some really heartbreaking stories from members and others about their loved ones in long-term care who have been either subject to resident-on-resident aggression, or who have been neglected, or who haven't been neglected, but only because the family members have been there and fighting for them.
BC has a seniors advocate, and she's reported that 90% of residential care facilities do not meet the minimum staffing guidelines established by government. So there is a big problem. It's across the public and private sectors, and we need to deal with it to make sure that our seniors are getting the quality of care that they deserve, and that our care facilities are safer, both for the residents and for the workers who look after them.
Veronica really didn't want to make a big to-do about it. However, I just wasn't comfortable leaving her there with that kind of care. I have since put her in a better facility at the Madison.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a huge transition for seniors. So many have had really busy, full lives, and they really see this as giving up a piece of their independence, a piece of their autonomy. And so we really try to work with families and the residents who are moving in to diminish that sense as much as possible.
You have to get your eye drops into the other eye.
The level of care is so much better. It's night and day. She's responded well, she's got quality of life back, she's eating. I mean,
she's more like a human being again.
Yeah, she was treated like a human being, not just like a paycheck.
Today we happen to have our hairdresser in, so a number of the ladies and gentlemen as well will be getting their hair done.
Tell me about this place. Do you like it?
Oh yes, it's very, very nice place to be. Everybody is very kind and take good care of me. I've been in other homes that have not been as good. I wasn't doing very well there, in and out of the hospital.
I mean, the care facility that I took her out of did not have enough equipment to care for her. And the nurses told me that. We don't have this stuff in stock. And that was a big red flag.
Hi, Maureen.
The last time in the hospital, I had a touch-and-go situation, so they changed and brought me here, and I feel a lot safer. So I really appreciate being here.
We do need that extra staffing here.
Even the dietitian.
Yeah, the dietitian comes in this facility twice a week to assess, plus she's available on email at any time.
When the residents come here, we assess their nutritional needs. We try to liberalize the diet as much as possible. So we try not to restrict too much in order for the residents to be able to thrive and enjoy their meals.
Is it good?
Certainly in Ontario, in BC, and in other provinces right across this country, we know that long-term care hasn't been a priority for governments, and we want to make sure that everybody has the right to live out their life with peace and dignity, no matter where they live and no matter their age.
Training is fine and it's important, but unless we have enough people on staff to make sure that we can spend the kind of quality time with seniors to just spend the time, the quality time they need to have a better quality of life in our care facilities, that's going to be the answer to less violence in our healthcare facilities.
I couldn't imagine if that was my mom or my grandma in one of those situations, Dean.
Well, what we've learned in that story is there's a long road ahead for policymakers.
Yes, it is. Stay with us here on Fraser Focus.
We'll be right back.
They were finally able to get some care, which some of them had been putting off for about 10 years.
Some deep fillings here so that we can restore this tooth.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now I am here in Abbotsford. It was a free day today for people to line up and get some dental care because not everyone has coverage. I'm gonna get my teeth checked right now.
It's our day where we basically open up our doors for the day and offer free dentistry to the community. We started it 4 years ago just as our way of, being able to give back to the patients and the community. It's been so good to us because we do see sometimes the issues people have when they don't have any insurance coverage, just paying for dental work. And
because it can get expensive, right? When you don't have coverage.
It can, yeah. And it's one of those things where, yeah, it's a great event, and but when people started lining up the day before, you realize there's a real need here. I mean, you're used to seeing people line up for sales on TVs on Black Friday, but never for free dental work.
What time did they start again?
So this year was a new record. We had people line up as early as noon yesterday.
So the dentist did a root canal, and he put a temporary plug in it. It lasted for about 15 years before I needed an implant, not an implant, but a crown put in.
And so how long did you wait today?
I got here at 2:30 this morning.
I think there might be a stigma attached to it that people think they shouldn't come out, like, oh, it's just for a certain type of people, but it's really for everybody. There's nobody that doesn't qualify and there's nobody that shouldn't come out.
Except for me, because I cheat and I have coverage now. Yeah. But there was a time when I didn't, and I had, a different kind of job, and it was like paycheck to paycheck, and I had a root canal, and that cost me like $2,000.
Yeah, it's like a car payment. It's like things that you can't really give up. Like it's not just something you can just fit in.
You don't have coverage?
No. When you're independent contractor, you don't have those coverages.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's tough to afford these things, right?
No, life is too tough. I can't.
He's a good actor. How much would that have cost, Don, if he got this done?
Overall, we're looking at well over $350.
He says he's in pain, but he keeps laughing, so I think he's having a good experience here. He's just kidding. He's just kidding.
Call me Pops.
See, they have so much fun here at Clayburn.
The first $100 gift card goes to Christy. Congratulations. There you go.
Have you ever had a time where you couldn't afford dental before you started working here?
Yes, I have, and a lot of times dental work, they get pushed to the side, and for me, when we were going through school, we don't always have access to the funds to go to see the dentist, and so now being on the opposite side of the chair, we're able to really give back to the community.
Oh yeah, let's see those pearly whites. What did you get done?
A cleaning. I got a free cleaning.
Woohoo!
I met with so many people who were actually very much relieved that they were finally able to get some care, which some of them had been putting off for about 10 years. We have people coming over from Vancouver and getting treatment here, and they were so thankful that I think it just made our day.
We have 50 volunteers who come in and help us with today.
And how many dentists?
The dentists, we have 8 dentists altogether who help out. And we're a really large office. We have 21 operatories, so we're able to see a lot of people. And earlier today, every operatory was full and every dentist was going. And it's an incredible thing. And as much as it's probably, you know, the dentists and the hygienists and the dental assistants and the front-end administration work probably harder than they do any other day of the year, running around trying to help as many people as they can, but everyone has huge smiles on their face. It's one of their favorite days of the year.
I was just like talking about it with my mom, and it's, for me, it's like literally just an answer to prayer, 100%.
Each year for the past 4 years, 90 to 100 patients were given free dental. We'll be right back here on Fraser Focus in a moment.
First tip is not to panic. If you start to panic, you start spinning out your tires and you get yourself more stuff.
October marks National Car Safety Month. Welcome back to Fraser Focus. Last year, British Columbia introduced new driving guidelines, making it mandatory on certain highways to have the appropriate tires.
Excuse me, maybe.
When we talk about just winter tires, a lot of people are coming in now. October the 1st, we know, laws have changed. So people are looking for the M&S or they're looking for the snowflake? What are you going to look for, winter tires?
So to be legal, driving through the mountain passes, you can have either the M&S or the snowflake. However, to be safe, if you're driving in more severe winter conditions, you want that mountain snowflake designation. So the M&S gets you legally through there, but it doesn't necessarily get you safely through the mountains.
Perfect, actually. This is hooked up to a nitrogen line.
Now, when it comes to tires, what you've actually got is 78% of actual nitrogen, 21% is oxygen, and you've got 1% left over for things like water vapor and CO2. Now, when it comes to water vapor, that's what makes Formula One drivers so excited. Water vapor is unpredictable, and when you're racing, you don't want anything that's unpredictable. However, does it matter to the everyday driver? Well, it certainly improves road grip for sure. Now, during this last winter, we saw some record-breaking snowfall around many areas of British Columbia. We had a chance to head up to Hemlock to get a grip on winter driving.
You know, you get stuck once, you never want to do it again. It's like the typical scenario of a break-in, right? You get the alarm after you get broken into. So somebody gets stuck, they have a little accident, maybe a bit of a scare with a hydroplane, they're going, right, I want to be prepared, make sure that my family's safe and the people around me on the road.
Most newer vehicles come with ABS or anti-lock braking system. What you do is you apply firm pressure to the brake, and that acknowledges to the car that you want maximum braking power. Now, if ABS fails, or if you don't have it, what you do is you pump the brake continuously until you feel the wheels lock, and then release suddenly. And here we are, the JoyTV vehicle, suitably stuck. Tips for those individuals stuck in snow: don't have snow chains.
First tip is not to panic. If you start to panic, you start spinning out your tires and you get yourself more stuck.
One of the simplest things you can do is keep an emergency preparedness kit in your car. This will have things like a blanket, a flashlight, and jumper cables. Also, before you get going, make sure you have clear visibility.
The biggest thing that you want to make sure that you do, though, is clearing out in between, on the front and behind the tires.
Front and behind.
So you have room to rock.
See, we're hitting the ice here. Now, some people have talked about kitty litter. Does that work? Yes, yes it does. Do we have any? No, we don't.
The stat is that at this time of year, serious crashes where people get injured or killed almost double. So for example, in the month of December, this is 236 crashes compared to October where there was 117 crashes.
Now in the winter, fuel consumption can go up by 30%. Yes, you want to warm the car up, but you want to avoid unnecessary idling. Now with most cars, you need about 30 seconds to warm it up and then drive away slowly. This will heat things up very quickly. Getting educated and being prepared is the best way to stay safe this winter season. You're watching Fraser Focus. We'll have more local stories when we come back.
You know, we all had problems, we all had difficulties. If we face them head on, we can actually become a much stronger person.
Welcome back to Fraser Focus, local faces and local places. Right now we're in Surrey with the Christmas Cantata group. Now they're getting ready to do some volunteering.
1, 2, 3. Cantata!
My name is Abigail. We're having a free concert at Queen Elizabeth Theatre, October 3rd, free admission. Because this is our first time in Vancouver, we're having a free concert for people in Vancouver to come together and enjoy Christmas. I love Christmas, so I want everybody to enjoy Christmas.
Our free concert, the purpose is delivering hope and joy to everybody. So if you want to come first, you get a good seat and have a good, beautiful musical concert.
Before I met IYF in Christmas Cantata, I didn't really have hope.
I've been a member of IYF for maybe 17 years now, since the year 2000.
And what does that stand for?
International Youth Fellowship. Like, they teach students how to have a positive mindset, how to look at things in a positive way. So, for example, a lot of students there, including myself, you know, we all had problems, we all had difficulties. Through IYF, I learned if we face them head on and see them as opportunities for growing, you know, we can actually become a much stronger person. So that's something really special that I gained and something I wanted to pass on and teach other people.
I watched it a few times, and my first time was in 2012, and it was a very heartwarming concert. Through the story of Anna and through the story of Maggie, which is in the second act, you know, I really got to think about my parents' heart, my sister's heart.
So I want to invite you. Inside is free tickets for you. Wow. So it's the first time that Grass Squires come here in Vancouver.
Only one day for October 3rd.
I see a Christmas Cantata to the first time, so I think, oh, it's so early for Christmas. But when I see the show, I was, they are so amazing, so I was so interesting, so right now I'm volunteer here.
So we are putting 2 tickets in the brochure, and then stick it in between.
How many paper cuts do you get?
Oh.
Oh my gosh, okay, well.
Yeah, that helps.
We are looking for many different places for delivering hope and joy, especially in Surrey. When I came to Surrey and meet many people in Surrey, they're really beautiful people and beautiful city. They really love music. So hopefully bring this musical concert next to you here.
So I put it together like this.
Yes.
And there we go.
Pile them up right here.
All right, perfect.
All right, Mark, get, set, go. Oh my gosh.
The Christmas Cantata will take place this week in Vancouver. If you're watching this segment past October 3rd, then it takes place in other locations in the U.S., like
Los Angeles and Las Vegas until the October the 18th.
So there's plenty more to see. In the meantime, stay with us here on Fraser Focus. We're heading over to another story. It's all about scarecrows.
So you bring some old clothes and we provide the frames and the straw and all the good things to decorate with them with.
Okay, I'm gonna go find the hay. Carmen, do you know where the hay is?
Everywhere.
Let's just look around.
Build Your Own Scarecrow is an extension of our Scarecrow Festival, where we have built over 60 scarecrows that are all unique, sponsored by local community partners and businesses.
It's the first time I've been at Arts, and this is such a cool place. I really like it, and it's pretty cool, except there's nothing to scare away. I mean, there's lots of scarecrows, but...
It's amazing the creations that everybody comes up with, and they are all around the nursery, and there's a scavenger hunt to discover them and just kind of have a lot of fun.
What about that one?
He looks very happy, and he's a cowboy wearing my sister's boots.
We have 3 charities this year, and they'll all benefit from the sponsoring of the scarecrows from the local businesses.
I'm getting to be an expert here. This is my very first scarecrow.
So we're doing fairly well here. Well, it's just as fun with some of the Joy TV crew out here, I see.
I know, and they're super creative. I mean, I don't know, they're all building mini-me's, or I'm not sure.
There you go, a little Hawaiian princess thing.
The Build-A-Crow is a fun way which you can interact with choosing where you want to put your donations. So a lot of people will donate to all 3, or they might have a charity that speaks to them a little more.
Stay. Oh, she attacked me!
And there she is. She looks like a Jennifer, maybe?
No, it's Lola. Why is she taller than me? I always gotta be the short one.
You know she's going in your apartment, right?
32nd floor, you're gonna see her
I'd be scared
waving.
if I saw that in the middle of the night in the corner of my apartment. Truly would.
All for charity. Our scarecrow was a bit scary, Dean. I think we need to work on those creative skills.
I think they're meant to be scary, but it's on display until Halloween.
And that is it for this week's episode of Fraser Focus, bringing stories from beyond the bridge.
Remember, if you have a story that you'd like us to share, please feel free to contact us. I'm Dean Atwell.
And I'm Leah Bolton. Thanks for watching.